Big thanks to Cardmarket for sponsoring today's video. Alright, hello everyone and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got some seriously exciting news. The ban list has just been announced. I went straight over to my friend's house where I have my setup to just make this video as soon as possible for you guys. Let's just jump straight into it because these are some great news. So here we have the message from the One Piece card game development team. We're not going to spend too much time reading all of this because I've read it already. It's basically them just saying we like to keep a check on the meta, and this is why we've done what we've done. Blah blah blah. First things first here. This is going to be effective from the 30th of August. So if you have any tournaments right now, it's not going to be in effect. Don't worry about it. You have some time to, get into things, playtest, and all that good stuff. First off, we have a very special thing. It is something they haven't done before, and it's they've done a banned pair cards, which means that you can't, they haven't straight up banned in any card here, but they've made it so you can't combine the two in the same deck. And those cards, of course, is going to be the blue-purple Luffy, which everybody thought might just get a straight-up ban. It seems as though they're not going to do that, or they aren't going to do that. Instead, you cannot play this leader and also have Katakuri or Lin Lin in your deck. The reason they've done this is so that Katakuri and Lin Lin can still be played in other decks that really rely on it, like Purple Katakuri, Pudding, even Lakers Croc really likes this card. So I really like what they've done here. I remember back in OP03 when Marco got a ban because Whitebeard was too good and my fucking red ace deck just all of a sudden can't be fucking played anymore. It was so dumb and so annoying, and now they've finally done something about that, seriously limiting the powers of Blue-Purple Luffy by not damaging any other decks. So Blue-Purple Luffy is still gonna be around, but at least not to the power that it has. And they mention here that it is it's supposed to have the weakness to lose in the early mid game, like for things like Bello Betty, right? You're supposed to instantly lose against Bello Betty because you are a 3-life leader that is focusing on ramping. And because of 9-Mom, Akos Katakuri, you were able to stabilize way too well, and they did not like that. They want the deck to have a weakness because every deck should have some sort of weakness. And so they decided to make it so you cannot play this Big Mom package with Katakuri here in Blue-Purple Luffy, which I think is amazing. It's going to limit the deck a lot, but not make it completely irrelevant ever. And we'll get into exactly why it won't be completely irrelevant as soon as we're done with the actual ban list. Let's jump into the next important thing here. OP03 Nami, Mill Nami, has been fully banned. They mention here as it's because new cards are being released, it's becoming way too strong, and it limits their card design by not being able to make drawing cards effect for just general blue decks. And so they decided to just ban Nami here, and they have released a new promo Nami that is going to be replacing it, and I'll show you that now. So here we have the brand new promo Nami. It looks very similar, right? You might check this out. If you're Japanese, you can read this straight away and know exactly what it does. But what it actually does here is it's a 5-life, monocolored, everything stat-wise is the same. According to the rules, you may only play cards with the East Blue type in your deck. And then literally everything is the same as the regular Nami, okay? This is the only addition to this promo Nami that makes it different from the actual Nami. And this is really good, right? Because they can now print whatever the fuck they want in blue without having to worry about printing cards that are going to be used in Nami. The problem right now is that there are not that many good East Blue cards, and Nami is just going to be completely irrelevant forever, fucking basically, until they decide to print more East Blue support for Nami specifically, which they might just sneak in some in OP14 just because they're having this whole situation. So right now I tried to build a list as well. It's not gonna work. I got up to 44 cards, and even then I was like, this doesn't feel good at all. Because you lose things like Impel Down All Stars, you lose things like Love Mellow, every like Marco PRB Marco blocker. You lose so many good events and also just characters as well, and you're forced to run this kind of, oh, I'm gonna attack with my Usopp and my Seth to deal damage to you and mill that way, because those are the only good East Blue cards. Obviously, you do still have access to Pilaf as well as Gavel and Rubber Band, and also Kaya and the Nami Searcher. But those are simply not enough to make this deck a competitor. So hopefully they will print some new East Blue support that can help Nami get back on track. If not, this promo here is going to be completely fucking useless for the foreseeable future until it gets more support. So that is the Nami covered. Next thing, we have cards removed from the ban list. Yes, they are unbanning cards. And the most important one here is going to be Sakazuki. They're unbanning Sakazuki. It's been banned for like a year and a half now, I think, if not more. And Sakazuki is back, and they literally just gave us this small text here. We have determined that this card is no longer poses a threat to leader diversity, and therefore have decided to unban it. Yes, I think this is fine. If you don't know what Sakazuki does, it's an activate main once per turn, trash one card from your hand, draw one card, and then when attacking, give up to one of your opponent's characters minus cost during this turn. The reason this is so powerful, right, is because this helps fill up your trash while also finding your pieces, so you're being consistent and you're not bricking. And then this, when attacking, minus one cost for free is super powerful. And Sakazuki, being blue and black, has access to cost reduction while also having access to bottom decking. So super powerful deck here. Things like Houndblaze is an insane card that goes straight into Sakazuki. And yeah, it's just a really good deck that has access to a lot of things. However, since Sakazuki was running the meta, it's been hit a lot. Things like Gecko Mora used to be running Sakazuki. You can't play that anymore. That's banned. Ice Age is banned. You can't run that anymore. Great Eruption is banned, so that's not going to be around. A lot of things have happened to the Sakazuki deck since then. Do I believe Sakazuki still has a place in the meta? Yes, I do. I think Sakazuki is a very powerful leader, and there are a lot of good cards that you can still play in this deck to make it really good. So I'm pretty happy with this unban at this point. I think Sakazuki could bring some more diversity to the meta, and being one of the good control decks that can actually keep up with some of the other decks here. Then the last piece of the puzzle here, this is not that important. They unbanned Kabaji, and when I first saw this, I was like, wow, yeah, okay, Kabaji, that makes sense, because now Nami can still stand a chance, right? Because now you can run Moji and Kabaji. No, Moji and Kabaji are not East Blue tagged, apparently, so you cannot run that in Nami. Very shitty. But yeah, obviously Kabaji can be unbanned because he only ever saw play in Nami, and that was the reason they banned him in the first place. So now, when you can't run it in Nami, you can unban it. It's not going to be played. This does not, it changes nothing. It's just like here. It has like maybe a spot in Buggy, but I seriously doubt it. But it is there as an option at least. And that is going to be it. That is going to be all of the bans from today's announcement. What do I think this is going to do to the meta? I think it's going to be very interesting. I think blue-purple will still be around, but nowhere near as prevalent as it has been, which unfortunately also means that Bello Betty will not be as prevalent as it is right now, especially with the Sakazuki unban. Bello Betty will struggle against Sakazuki, and this basically means that both Rayleigh and Zoro are going to see more play, which funnily enough means that Kuzan is going to be one of the better decks in the format. Kuzan being an incredibly powerful matchup against Zoro. So definitely interesting to see. I'm sure there are a lot more decks in the meta that I'm not thinking about off the top of my head here. We obviously didn't get a Giant hit, right? Giant is still just freely up there, didn't get hit at all, which means UP still has access to that, right? And can still be really prevalent. But if anything, it means that things like green-purple Luffy, black-purple Luffy, and mono-purple Luffy are going to become very heavy hitters, right? They're going to be very powerful in this meta. Having access to Gum Gum Giant is going to make them super powerful and definitely going to be able to stick around and be meta threats. So hopefully there are some decks that can hold those down. Like I think Rayleigh should have a good green-purple matchup. Not sure about Zoro, but green purple, and hopefully we have some decks that can keep those guys in check, so they just don't take the place of UP, Luffy, and run rampant, right? I think in general they did a very, very good job with this bandits. I love what they did here. Really happy to not see stray shots being hit in the meta, right? We don't want things like Katakuri to be hit when Katakuri doesn't do anything. So really glad they did this here. Hopefully that's something they can do in the future, because it really sucks when your deck, your favorite deck, which is just like a rogue deck, gets hit by a ban list. It's so dumb. I hate it. So this is great. Love to see it. This is fine as well. It really sucks because I was just getting into Nami in OB12 and PRBO2. Literally just got some staples for it, and it's a little bit of a shame. Maybe we can cook something with East Blue, but I doubt it. It's not going to be as relevant as this could have been. I wish they would just do something about Otama, but this had to be done eventually. You know, they need to be able to print blue cards without having to worry about Nami. Let me check actually. This Nami, exactly, this Nami has a different rotational number. So where the normal Nami leader would have been rotating out in a couple of months, this Nami will stick around. So that is something very nice, right? That is a positive takeaway from all of this, where like Nami literally would not have been around being a block 1 leader, but now will be around. So if there is just East Blue support, that is going to be amazing. So hopefully we can see some cheeky East Blue support in like OP14. That would be amazing, and have Nami at least be a relevant deck, even though it's probably not going to be like some sort of fucking meta busting deck, right? Just want it to be playable, right? Just like 2 or 3 cards, and I would be happy. I could play around that, you know. So yeah, I think Nami could be relevant in the future. As of now, not. Sakazuki, great unbanning here, I think. I think it's going to be very healthy for the meta to have Sakazuki back. I don't think it's going to be the powerhouse that it was back when it was banned. I think it's going to be healthy for the meta. And Kabaji, of course, meaning nothing. Those are my quick thoughts about this ban list. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel as well. It helps me out a ton, and then you get notified whenever I post a video or I go live. Other than that, I hope to see you again in the next one. Peace.